You ever look back at a moment and realize it was the start of everything unraveling? That was my 34th birthday. It was supposed to be low-key, just a dinner with close friends, a few laughs, and the kind of warmth that makes you think, yeah, life's good. But if I'd paid closer attention to the glances across the table, the way they lingered just a bit too long, maybe I would have known something was already breaking beneath the surface. Her name's Danielle. My wife. We'd been married for 9 years. And for a while, it was good. I mean, really good. She laughed at my stupid jokes, we tag-teamed life like champs, and our home always felt like a haven. But lately, I'd felt her slipping. It's hard to put a finger on it. There were fewer spontaneous kisses, more excuses to stay late at work, and a kind of distance in her eyes, like she was always somewhere else. The birthday dinner was held at our place. We hosted it together, and it meant something to me. I grilled, she made her famous garlic bread, and everyone brought a little something. Our friends Mia and Jordan came, too, best friends since college, and Jordan, well, he was always the charming one in the room. Smooth, confident, the kind of guy who smiled with his eyes. I never thought much of it. He was my friend, too. Or so I thought. Looking back, I remember catching the two of them in the kitchen when I came in for more wine. They weren't touching or anything, but something in the air was heavy, like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence I wasn't supposed to hear. Danielle startled when she saw me, and Jordan chuckled a little too loud, brushing past me with a grin. "You all right?" I asked her. She nodded too quickly. "Just talking about the cake," she said, her voice almost breezy. Later that night, after the guests left, we sat in bed, and she curled into me like nothing was off. And I wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe that the woman I loved wasn't hiding something, that the life we built together wasn't quietly crumbling beneath me. But deep down I knew. There was something in the way she touched me. It felt like guilt. Soft, hesitant, like she wasn't sure she deserved it anymore. A week passed, and I tried to shake it off. Life went on. Work, bills, routine. But something changed. She started getting more texts, stepping outside to take calls, claiming Mia needed help with something or that work was just crazy right now. One night, while she was in the shower, her phone lit up. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. It was from Jordan. "I can still feel you. Last night was dangerous. Call me." My heart just stopped. It wasn't just betrayal. It was betrayal from someone I'd welcomed into my home, someone I toasted beers with, someone who laughed at my stories and played with our dog. I couldn't even breathe. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at that message, everything in me screaming, while the water kept running in the background like nothing had changed. But everything had changed. She came out of the bathroom wrapped in a towel, humming some song like she always did. And I sat there, holding her phone, the message open like a wound between us. Her face paled instantly. She didn't even try to deny it. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said, sitting slowly on the edge of the bed, not meeting my eyes. "I trusted you," I whispered, my voice shaking. "You didn't just break that. You burned it." And she started to cry, hands shaking, mascara still clinging to her lashes. "It was just once," she said. "It was the night of your birthday. After everyone left, he stayed to help clean up. One thing led to another. One thing led to another," I repeated, my voice rising. "That's what you're giving me. You slept with my friend in our house, and you're reducing it to a cliché?" "I wasn't thinking," she whispered. "I was drunk, and it just happened." "But you thought enough to keep it secret," I said coldly. "You thought enough to let me sleep next to you for weeks while you carried this." She had no reply. Just tears. Just silence. And all I could think about was how even though I'd felt it, even though I knew something was off, I hadn't wanted to see it. Because once you see it, once you really see it, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to believing. That night, I packed a bag. Told her I needed space. She didn't argue. And now here I am. In a rented apartment with bare walls and too much time to think. Trying to figure out how the hell we got here. Trying to understand how love can turn into something so painful. I don't know what comes next. But I do know this. Whatever happens, I'll never be the same. The days that followed were a haze. I went through the motions, waking up, getting dressed, pretending to care about emails and meetings. But the truth was, I was stuck in that moment. Her phone in my hand. That message staring back at me like a scar that wouldn't fade. Danielle sent a few texts. A couple of voicemails. She didn't beg or grovel. Just quiet, regretful messages that said she was sorry and didn't know what to say. That made it worse. The silence between her words felt like a void I couldn't climb out of. I didn't reply. Instead, I stayed at the apartment. A friend from work let me crash there while I figured things out. I didn't even tell my family. How do you explain something like this without sounding like a fool? The humiliation clung to me like smoke, and every time I looked in the mirror, I saw a man I barely recognized. After a week, I went back to the house to pick up more of my stuff. Danielle was there. She'd stayed. The place was spotless, like she thought cleaning up the mess in the kitchen might fix the one between us. "I wasn't expecting you," she said, her voice quiet. "I didn't come to talk," I replied. But we both knew that wasn't true. I grabbed a few shirts, some books, then paused by the hallway closet. She hovered nearby, arms crossed, like she was afraid of scaring me off. "You said it only happened once," I said, my back still to her. "It did," she answered quickly. "But it wasn't just that night, was it?" I turned and saw her flinch. She didn't answer right away. And that pause, those 3 seconds of silence, told me more than any confession could. "How long?" I asked, already bracing for the truth. "A few weeks," she said, looking down. "It started after that night. I didn't plan it, I swear. He made me feel wanted. Not like an afterthought." And there it was. The gut punch. All the unspoken resentment, the distance, the way she'd been pulling away. It wasn't just about Jordan. It was about us. Somewhere along the line, she stopped seeing me. And maybe, in some way, I stopped seeing her too. "I wasn't enough anymore?" I asked, voice low. "You were," she said, tears in her eyes. "You are?" "But I felt like I was disappearing. And then he noticed me." I wanted to yell. I wanted to tell her how selfish, how cruel that was. But the thing is, when someone you love hurts you that deeply, the anger eventually burns out. What's left is just grief. "You broke us," I said simply. "Not just the marriage. You broke something in me I don't know how to fix." She stepped forward. "I want to fix this. I'll do anything, I swear. Therapy, counseling, whatever it takes." I shook my head. "You should have thought of that before you made him part of us." And then I left. The divorce wasn't messy. We didn't have kids, and we'd signed a prenup early on. She didn't fight for anything. I think deep down, she knew she didn't have the right to. Jordan, for what it's worth, tried to reach out. I blocked him without a second thought. A couple months passed. I moved into a small townhouse and started over. The pain didn't disappear, but it dulled. Day by day, it dulled. One night, I ran into Mia, Danielle's best friend, at a grocery store. She looked awkward, unsure whether to say anything. "I didn't know," she told me finally, "about them. I swear. When I found out, I cut him off." Did she tell you everything? She nodded. Yeah, but she's not okay. You should know that. I shrugged. Neither am I. And maybe that's the truth of it. There's no neat resolution when someone you love tears your heart in two. There's just survival. Wounds don't heal clean. They leave marks. Reminders. But even so, there's something freeing in knowing the worst is behind you. I'm not the same man I was before that birthday. I'm more guarded now. Wiser, maybe. Definitely lonelier at times. But I'm still here. And that counts for something.